A 7-day kayak adventure off the coast of Belize with slick rock travel. This is our trip overview. We flew on a small plane to Placencia. When we arrived, we had lunch at Genly's, rigged our kayaks, and had a training and safety session, then camped on the beach. We left for our first K with plenty of fresh water and food, and arrived at our first K, which was about 8 miles offshore, and it was a piece of paradise. After kayaking across the clear blue water, the mainland was out of sight when we arrived on our first K. Our K was filled with coconut palms and a white sandy beach surrounded by coral reefs. When we arrived, we set up our kitchen, tent, and hammocks, and it was time to eat. Our local guide easily climbed one of the coconut palms, tossed some coconuts down, and we enjoyed the sweet milk. Belize has the world's second largest barrier reef, and I was ready to explore it. We used Hawaiian slings to catch tonight's dinner. We caught plenty of lobster, conch, and parrotfish and cooked them on the beach. After our first day snorkeling and relaxing under the palm trees, we headed out early on our kayaks over the open water to our next destination, Laughing Bird Cay. Upon our arrival at Laughing Bird Cay, we set up our tents and hammocks, collected coconuts, had lunch, and explored the small sandy island. The numerous palm trees provided plenty of shade, and I made sure there were no coconuts hanging dangerously close over my hammock. Well, it was time to go snorkeling on the surrounding coral reef. After finding plenty of lobster and conch, we got out the Hawaiian slings and speared more parrotfish and yellowtail. There was plenty of staghorn and elkhorn coral, sea fans, and a large variety of fish. After a few hours of snorkeling, which seemed like minutes, it was time to go ashore and prepare our large bounty of conch and parrotfish for another tasty dinner. Our guides were great. They did all the work cooking and cleaning while we relaxed on the beach or in our hammocks. For the night's entertainment, we held races with the island's numerous hermit crabs. I decided to put away my tent and spent the night in the hammock, which worked out great. Although I wish the day would never end, I always look forward to the evening's beautiful sunsets and getting up at night to see the bioluminescence in the ocean water. Kayaking to the Silk Cays with one stop at an island to get fresh water. We arrive at Silk Cay, another beautiful island filled with palms and surrounded by the crystal clear Caribbean. We are now about 10 miles off the mainland. Time for a siesta before lunch, and then off to go snorkeling. We encountered a major storm at night on the way back. Waves were coming in the windows as we faltered and lost one engine. We held onto the steel fuel drums as they slid across the back deck. Thankfully, we found safe harbor on a private island about halfway back. They gave us lodging in their guest house and took us back to the mainland in their boat the next morning. We arrived back in Placencia after our stormy adventure and stayed on the beach at Ranguana Hotel. We caught a morning flight to Belize City. Then we got a taxi and stopped at the Belize Zoo on the way to Maya Mountain Lodge. The zoo was well worth the visit. We went on a boat ride and toured the Medicine Trail, which was really interesting. After a day of hiking and exploring the area around the lodge, we caught a taxi to Tikal in Guatemala. The ancient Maya city of Tikal flourished between roughly 600 BC and AD 900. It's one of the largest archaeological sites and urban centers of the pre-Columbian Maya civilizations. The architecture is built from limestone and includes the remains of temples that tower over 230 feet high. We climbed the temples, and the view of the surrounding jungle from the top was amazing. At night, I watched the sun go down from the top of one of the temples, and the calls of the Howler Monkeys echoing through the jungle at night was very eerie. This huge spider was over my bed in our Tikal hut. After leaving Tikal, we explored the city of Flores in Guatemala.